And now, the hottest podcast around the globe, Straight Up TV. With your host, that dude all-star.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Straight Up TV. Welcome to another episode. Today's another wonderful episode. Let's start off with some introductions. Andre, can you introduce yourself?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Andre, aka the White Lotus, from North Carolina. Well, I live in North Carolina. I'm not originally from North Carolina, but very glad to be a part of the podcast with some wonderful people, and look forward to a great conversation this evening.
Great, Miss LJ.
Hey, I am Lincoln James. I am currently in Houston, Texas. I'm obviously a Southern girl.
Yeah, go on the other side of the building over there.
Okay, Miss T.
Hi, this is T, and I'm coming from North Carolina.
Home girl.
Sebastian.
What's happening, man? Chilling here in Atlanta.
Okay, Miss Toya.
Hi, everybody. My name is Latoya. I go by the name of the Bald Head Truth. I am the host of Red Couch Conversations, available on all platforms. You can follow me on my YouTube channel as simply the Bald Head Truth. I go live and I talk about sex and relationships. So this show is right up my alley.
Well, that's great. That's great. We should have had you about a week or two ago.
OG, introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm OG Wayne. I'm originally from North Carolina, but I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and these are my peers right here. All Star is my right-hand man. I love him to death. Bash is one of the groups in our elite group, Atlanta. So we are just here going to have a ball. And I got to tell you, you got a beautiful panel on here. And I hate to say this here, Miss Lincoln James, you are our second white host, and that is great. So that means you got the show enough put out tonight.
I'll do my best. Dang, so much pressure.
You good. We got you. You all family here tonight.
Okay.
All right, so let's get.
You got to put out.
I want to welcome you guys to this episode. This episode is Must I Pay My Girlfriend's Bills? And I seen a video. We're going to play the video, and I want to get your take on that because the video says pretty much if you don't pay your girlfriend's bills, then you're a loser. You're a loser. Okay. So we're going to play the video in a minute, but I want to say, I want us to break the ice with, I want to say, what are some key things to make sure your relationship is starts off great? And I want to say, number one, I think that show up in ways that they need you to show up. Like if you're just doing what you want to do, that's not helping them. So show up and be what they need you to be. It's like pay attention, know what they need, and just not be doing something. Like, hey, you can bring lunch to her every day, but if that's not what she needs, you need to pay attention and do what she needs for you to do. So show up in the way that she needs you to show up. That's one. And two is be responsible for yourself. Like be the best version of yourself. Just don't be what you are, but continue to be a better person for the relationship. So those are my two things, and I want you guys to give me your take on it. The first thing is like show up in the way your partner needs you to show up, and the second thing is to be the best version of yourself. So, Andre, what do you think about that?
I agree with what you're saying. My personal opinion. I'm learning this after 18 years. Coming up real soon, is remember that I'm not the only one in a relationship, and she's also not the only one. It's just remember you're not the only one in general for either or. Just remember you're not the only one. There is someone else there, and you're sharing. And I'm just referencing the marriage. You're sharing your life, your story with that person. That book started off, that first chapter was about you, that other chapter was about her, now it's a chapter about together. So that's how I look at it.
Right. Okay. Miss LJ.
You know, one thing that just keeps coming to my mind when I heard you read that was we're basically all versions of the things that have happened to us in our, dating life. And so you come into a new relationship with, good things and bad things that have happened to you previously. But you really have to be kind of ready to go, ready to give, and ready to receive, as a couple, not as just one person trying to get everything you can.
Okay. Nice. Miss T.
I agree as well. I feel like going into a relationship, it's more of a give and take situation, compromising, learning each other. So yeah, I definitely agree.
Okay. Sebastian.
Communication. If you don't, when you meet somebody, y'all have to talk. You have to communicate. If you don't communicate and express what you wanting or what you needing, nobody's gonna figure it out. And like Ms. LJ said, we are our past relationship, so we need to make sure that we're not actually putting that pressure on somebody else to hold up a standard or something because somebody else let us down. And also, like my other guy out there, he say, make sure that you know that you had one story, the other story, now y'all's story is together, which is definitely true. You were raised by two different families, so you come in with a different understanding of life. So all that stuff is you have to make sure that you're paying attention to that and understand and have some grace in your relationship.
Absolutely.
Because you're gonna have those times where stuff is not gonna go how you thought it was gonna go because y'all are not raised by the same people.
Got it. Toya.
Turn the mic on.
Mute.
There we go.
Take that
Okay,
thing.
so listen, I should I call you All Star?
Yes.
Okay, so All Star. I've listened to what everybody said, and I've kind of lost track of what the original question was. So can you just do the original question? Because I got so much I want to say, but I want to make sure that I address the original question first.
Okay. So what I was saying was when I started off, I was talking about two things that you should have in your relationship that's going to get your relationship into a good start. Like a starting point. And the first one was show up in the way that your partner needs you to show up. Like just don't be doing whatever you want to do. Do what they need you to be doing. Like pay attention to what they need and be that. And then the second one,
okay.
Okay,
go ahead.
The second one is that be the best version of yourself. Be the best version of yourself.
So I don't know if it's just freezing for me. Can people hear me right now?
Yeah. Sound very clear.
So listen. Okay, great. So I agree with Lincoln too that you are a reflection of the past relationships that you have. Like I have a mentor, and one of the things that he has told me that if you want to understand the person that you are dating, you have to look at the person that they admire the most because you are dating them as well. So as it relates to dating in general, because I'm dating, I'm available. Hello. No.
Hey, girl, don't start it.
I'm single in Dallas. But as it relates to people in general, like I just feel like I've always felt like when I met someone or when I started dating someone, I felt like I am who I am. They are who they are, and it merges like traffic. Like I want us to merge, like not, it's certain things that you have to compromise, but you still have to stay your authentic self. So I feel like relationships are it's like traffic merging, and you're able to move forward like that. So yeah, that all just ties in together for me.
Okay, all right. OG.
Oh, hey, yes. Let like ladies, 2022 have been a hell of a year for me with females. I have had the worst luck in the world. But you know, I understand what everybody's saying on the panel. My take on that, this how I am. If I meet a young lady, I'm gonna be genuine, but I'm gonna take it as like a full-blown relationship. Like my mother always told me, don't give a woman what she wants, give her what she needs. And my belief in that is like, the bills got to be paid, the lights got to stay on, she got to have food in her mouth, the car note got to be paid. You know, the things that well, shit, that's what I do as well now. But what I'm saying is, in life, well, Toy, you might be better than what I have ran into in the last past this 22.
Don't do it, Toya. Don't do it.
But back,
It started so early.
you want to be on my side because you know I'm real with it. See, the average brother can get out here and say, well, man, these women done screwed me over this year 2022. But you know, everything is just a give and take. But like I said, everybody on the panel is like Lincoln said, when you come into a new relationship, you bring old stuff to the new relationship, but you just got to get to know that person. But I can figure a woman out in the first conversation by the first 30 minutes. And if I can go to her house, I can tell what type of person she is. And the reason that I say that is like the old thing. I say, I'm old. They say, oh, gee, I think if a woman got a nasty house, she got a nasty ass. So therefore, I'm going to see her in a totally different way. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. If you just now tuning in, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Today's topic is, must I pay my girlfriend's bills? Right. We're talking about the stage where you're just getting to know each other. You're just starting to dating. You're on month 3. And now, you know, things are going good. When must you start paying those bills? So we're going to get into our first video. Okay.
Ladies, dump any man who says, I only pay bills for my wife. That man is a liar. If he doesn't provide for you in the beginning stages when he's meant to impress you, he's never going to provide for you. So if a man says he's only going to provide if you're his wife, dump him. He is a broke loser. He has no money. Men with money spend money.
Okay. All right. All right. So, T, I want to know what you want to say about that, T.
Well, honestly, no, I don't feel like a man should be obligated to pay a girlfriend's bills. Now, granted, if he's actually living with her, then that would be something totally different, because then, you know, we have to try to split things 50-50. But if you're just a girlfriend, you don't get those wife privileges.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, damn, I should have learned that a long time ago.
Sebastian, what you got?
Well, I think the problem that we're running into is that people have a jacked up understanding of especially. I'm gonna just talk about this young lady's video. She's wanting a man to treat her as he is her husband, but I'm quite sure she is not acting like she is his wife. So you can't get all those perks of a husband and you dating somebody. It don't work like that. That's not how reality works, you know. So you learning somebody, you're doing it, and as T said, and now if we living in the same house together, that's a whole different situation. But if we're not living in the house together, you got your own apartment, I got my own apartment, and we just dating, then I don't have a responsibility to do all these things, because you can leave whenever you get ready to leave. Like, you have no obligation, no real ties to me. You can walk off whenever.
Right. Sebastian, did you hear the part where she said he's a loser? He's a loser.
Well, I'm a loser too, but I'm winning. So I don't know what to say about it, because I'm not doing that. I'm not paying your bills, and we just met, we just started a relationship. It don't work like that. That's because, again, we dating we trying to get to know each other. So why would I come straight in out the gate paying all your bills? Because then you're looking at me as like I'm some type of trick or a sugar daddy, and that's not the situation.
Toya, come on with it.
She's dying.
Okay, now listen. This is what I got to say. I've been waiting to say something for a long time, y'all. But I want to say this. Now I understand. Now what that young lady said, the way she phrased it is that he a loser and all that type of stuff. Like that is what she's looking for in a relationship. That is her boxes that you need to check. Okay. So my boxes that you need to check. See, for instance, I like somebody that can save money but not be frugal. I like somebody like I don't discuss finances at all while we're dating. Okay. If we want to go on a trip, then you need to have enough money to go on this trip. Okay. If I come over your house and I'm flipping the light switch and that motherfucker ain't coming out, I'm sorry. Is it okay for me to cuss?
Yeah.
Because my
Go ahead,
mouth is
go
bad.
ahead.
Yeah, there's one red
Okay.
flag. Yeah.
So if I'm flipping the switch and your shit ain't coming on, then I'm gonna start reevaluating you based upon that. But I want to say this: if we done got our relationship and I'm sucking and I'm fucking and I'm doing all that, don't tell me that I shouldn't even have to ask you because my daddy raised me that a man should see the need. You shouldn't even have to ask him. Okay, a real man should see the need. So if you want me to bust it down for a real nigga, then you need to be busting down something. You need to help. You need to be a helpmate because evidently you got me interviewing to be a wife. So you need to interview to be a husband. So listen, ask not, get not, and I am the type of motherfucker. If you asking me for some pussy, I'm asking you for the type of shit that I need around here to make this house run.
Is Latoya your cousin?
Huh?
I'm kidding you. That's cousin Latoya.
No, she sounds
Sure.
just like my
Latoya,
cousin.
you sound just like cousin from. Oh my God.
I'm just trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Look, Toya, I want to say this, Toya. Listen, okay, so if I lead off with my money, isn't that the only thing you're gonna see? If I lead off with my money,
I don't want you to lead off with your money. I don't want you to lead off with your money because I'm not gonna lead off with my money. You know what I'm saying? I am going to show you what I am about. I'm going to if we go, because I am all about look on the first date, because like I said, I'm dating. So on the first date, we can go Dutch. You don't have to pay for me. Because we need to see if we like each other. So I don't want to obligate you. I'm open to that. Huh?
LJ, let me ask LJ a question. LJ, if you're on the first date and you got to pay for your own food, are you going on the second date?
I'm fine with that. I think that that's a different generation that has a problem with that. Like the millennials, the Gen X kids, it's all about what you can get quick. I think when you're grown and you have your own means of providing for yourself, it's okay. The first date, it's okay for the second date for you. Like, I'm not about like, oh, he's got to pay for everything all the time. But Toya and I completely disagree on most of that stuff. But I don't have a problem paying for myself the first time or the second time.
I don't either.
Well, Lincoln, I'm coming up there where you at then, because I need your thought of mine. Because dang, everywhere I go, I pay.
I don't agree with that because obviously, if that man asked me to go out on a date with him, then I feel like that he should pay for the date because you invited me. Now, granted, if I invited him, then yes, I feel like I should fit the bill. But if you invited me, no, I'm not coming out of my pocket. But me personally, if that man pay, I will offer to leave the tip. But I just ain't paying on no first date, and he the one who asked me to go.
Okay, okay. Let me say this. Let me jump in for a second. Okay, now the man picked a spot. He said, "Well, we're gonna go out and grab some dinner. We're gonna go to Panera Bread. It's a $20 meal, so you don't have to sit at the table and say, well, damn, I got to screw this man. Now he's gonna be expecting some sex because he's gonna spend $20 on me. If you're gonna spend $100 meal on me, she's gonna be more uncomfortable with that $100 meal because at the end of it, somebody's gonna say, hey." I just paid $100 for a meal. So what?
No.
So that's what I'm saying is, if I pick a place, I'm gonna pick a place that's inexpensive. The money is no problem, but that makes the woman more comfortable where she's eating at than where. Sorry, what are you saying? No.
No, it don't make me more comfortable. Treat me like you treat yourself. Now this is my thing. This is my
nobody
thing.
get $100 meal spent on me on first date. Nobody.
Now, hold on, wait a minute. Now, this is what I'm saying because I've been on dating apps, okay?
Okay.
So when our first date, when we're just seeing each other and seeing if we like each other, whatever, that's when I'm saying we're okay. I want to see who you are. I've been talking on the phone to you, so let's meet and have coffee or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm not expecting anything because you might not like me and I might not like you. So I don't want you. Hey, I got me, you got you. So that is that we ain't. It's not to me. It's not up in your face that I don't like your ass if I don't pay for your stuff, or it ain't up in my face that he don't like me if he ain't paying for my stuff. We have agreed before we even come that you pay for yours, I'm gonna pay for mine. Then if we decide to go on further, then then it's whoever asks. But hold on, OG, hold on. Don't take me to my thing is don't take me to Roof Chris if this ain't how you roll. Don't take me to Applebee's if this ain't how you roll. I need you to show me who you are. If that's if you go to Roof Chris, then you take me to Roof Chris. But if you is an Applebee's or a 2 for $2 at Wendy's, then that's what you need to take me. Because that's what I'm gonna be expecting.
Okay, my thing is now, when do a woman start paying for? When do the man should start paying for the meal on a regular? When? After the third date, after the fourth date, or after you done sex her?
That ain't got nothing to do. It ain't no rule to that. It's about character at that point. It don't have nothing to do with the rule. It's about your character and how you was raised. Like I'm raised that I'm gonna take the rate off of you sometime, homeboy.
So okay, but now here's my question when it comes to what you're saying, Latoya, is, and I'm just asking because I'm curious. So you said it's about the way you're raised. So I could have been raised, a woman is a queen and I'm a king, and my job is to provide a kingdom and take care of her and make sure that she is well taken care of in her kingdom. However, if everybody wants to be, a boss bitch or an independent woman, but not really independent, my question is, why should I always have to pay? If it's not, it shouldn't be a thing of character. It should be we're a team at that point.
That does not. What I'm saying is that has nothing to do with rules. It's no rule to it. If I'm saying, to me, I'm not going to feel comfortable going out with somebody and every time we go out, he got to pay because I want to see you more. I don't want it to be where you got to make a decision whether you're going to pay your light bill or take me out. I want to see you. So I'm going to lighten the load so we can see each other more often. Okay. So I'm going to pay sometimes, you're going to pay sometimes so we can keep the party going.
Right.
So
I don't want you to feel like that if you take every single time that we go out that you're obligated to pay, because that's not the situation. You're not obligated to pay. Let me pay sometimes. Sometimes I want to show you how much I appreciate you, especially in a relationship. As the relationship go, you don't have to pay for the meal every single time.
Well, the relationships I've been in, I can agree on that. The women have paid for the majority of the time. That's well, I take care of this, because there's no limit on what we do when a woman with me. She can spend what she want to spend. She can eat any way she want to eat. But my thing is, do the women think they start sleeping with a man? Do they pay obligation that I'm not paying for nothing else no more? So since I'm sleeping with this man, so he's gonna take care of me like I'm a wife.
No.
Okay. So you understand what I'm saying?
Let me tell you something. Listen, just because I'm sleeping with you, that don't mean that I'm entitled to you to pay for everything. This washing machine hand that I got gonna make me entitled. You understand what I'm saying? When I say that washing machine gonna make you want to pay for our meal. Okay?
Ready?
Sebastian, give me something, Sebastian.
I'm taking it all in. I understand everybody's point on what they're saying and what it's coming from. And again, it's go back to how you were raised. So when you saying like, hey, I'm on, like she says, your character on, on what you're gonna do from, after the fact or after we done start, really getting serious. For me, I'm not. I mean, I always pay for, if I ask somebody on a date, I'm paying for the date. It ain't even if I ask you to go with me, I'm just gonna pay for it. It just is what it is. But for me, it's like, hey, now if we continue out, and if you like, hey, let's go eat, then that's on you. I'm not married to you. Once I got married, my wife now, she don't pay for jack. I pay for you ain't paying for no food for me. You know, it don't work like that. But we're in a different situation. We talking about dating right now. Dating is a whole different situation for me. So it's like the mentality and the mindset of what's going on in the relationship is different for me. So if we vibe and everything going good, it was like, hey, like Toya said, hey, we might want to go on some trips. You might want to try to take some pressure off, because again, the man is trying to impress you. You know, that's the whole purpose. You're trying to impress the young lady so she'll continue to go out with you. You know what I'm saying? The same with the young lady. She's trying to impress the man so he'll keep coming back and saying, hey, especially if she's interested in him. If you're not interested in him, then you're gonna try to sabotage in every situation. But if y'all interested in each other, you're gonna try to do some things to get a little closer. Go ahead, Miss LaToya.
It ain't number. I think it ain't nothing but all security. That's what it's about. It boils down to security. Women want
But
security.
you know what? But you got to also think about this generation that we got right now that's dating. These are the kids that will sit in front of the television and the rap videos raise their ass. So they have an idea. Their idealism of what dating is about is somebody taking them out in nice ass cars, flying them on private jets and all that type of shit. That's why we got these scammers out here that's trying to get these lifestyle. Because I don't know where in Detroit, I'm from the land of scammers. They be looking like all smoke and mirrors and all that shit. They be acting like they living good. And see, that's why you got these kids that they be idolizing this lifestyle that they're seeing in the media and social media and all that type of stuff. That's why they going out doing different things to their bodies and all that type of shit. They getting all this shit, as my mama say, getting all this shit from that rap music, okay? I'm trying to tell you.
The women's in their 50s doing the same shit. So what's the point? The women's in their 50s.
That don't mean they mature.
That's because what's happening is that you can kind of blame some of the stuff on entertainment, but you got to start being realistic. The first thing that you learn comes from home. The first stuff that you actually information you get comes from your parents or whoever's raising you. You know what I'm saying? So we have to do a better job of
coming along. That's the crack babies.
But because you got to look at you got. Okay, just like you said a few minutes ago, you got Beyonce hollering single ladies and she married. So everybody in here dancing along and clapping to one of them independent and all this stuff, and she in a whole relationship. She's married. And no, she's not single, but she can put a song out to get you to act the fool in the club and act crazy, you know.
Yeah.
And that's not reality. And that's the stuff that we have to understand. That's what you have to make sure you're telling your kids, like, this stuff is not reality. This stuff is just all fake, and that's how it goes. So you have to be able to discern what's actually going on and what's not going on. You can look at you can listen to what they're saying. She's telling you all the single ladies are gonna go to the club and she's married. She ain't going nowhere, you know. So it's craziness. So we have to make sure that we, relaying this information to our youngsters and let them know that this is not reality. The stuff that you're seeing these people doing is not reality.
Okay, I want to break down the video. So and LJ, you had something to say? Okay, so I want to break down the video.
I'm just taking it all in.
Listen, so she said on the video, in the beginning stages when you need to impress me. So she used the term money if you're not spending. So why, my question to the panel, why can't I impress you with my personality, my professionalism, my hygiene, my manners, my respect? I bring up more things than just money. So why is she leading off with, you have to impress me with your money?
Instagram told everybody to be models and be famous and get flew out everywhere, and they're gonna take care of you your whole life. You don't have to do anything. All you gotta do is look pretty, go get your butt injections, get your breasts done, make sure your makeup right, and they'll take you and fly you out, and all you gotta do is act like a thought in every video you post, and they're gonna take care of you.
So what this lady is saying, LJ, Toya, what this lady is saying is that if you bring the bag of money, I don't care what you look like, I don't care what your manners, your hygiene is, long as you got the money and you spending the money, I'm impressed.
That's
trick. What she's saying.
I don't remember her saying that she didn't care about hygiene and stuff, but clearly she's more focused on the financial end of it than she is anything.
LJ, I'm not even mad at her because I know nobody wants to hitch their wagon to something struggling. I'm not mad at her, but it seems like that is the only focus on her video, was that You got to be spending this
That
bag
is
on
the
me.
only focus, though.
She's looking for a come up.
Clearly, she is looking for a come up. Exactly.
And the man,
She
and the man,
cannot
and the
afford-
man will do that. He'll pay, but she's gonna have to screw him. So
No,
it's a trade off.
but how long are you gonna screw someone that's just blank
It's just like, it's called when you need her. That's what you call it. Call it when you need her.
But,
When you want to get your rocks off, you call the one who holler about the money.
But eventually, don't they get old?
I just think we as people have just put an emphasis on money. I'll be honest. I mean, I hear it all the time. I know OG. I know you know what I'm talking about when you go out to a show and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, I spent $20,000 on my sound system," or how about I built a great sound system with the money I earned? How about, oh yeah, I live in a freaking $500,000 home. How about you live in a home with the money that you earn? How about we have an emphasis more on the value of something instead of even talking about the way you earn that money to get that value. You know what I'm saying? I just think we put an emphasis as a society. We put a bigger emphasis on the worth of money as opposed to the worth of a person.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think about it. I didn't get no money from showing up to this show. However, I think All Star is a top shelf gentleman. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get money for this, but I think he's a top shelf gentleman. He ain't paying my bill. I think we put an emphasis on money.
Can I say something for 1 second? I just want y'all to, for 1 minute, to realize that this is just not women that be begging. Okay?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of men out there begging every day.
Yes. Listen, I just met this dude and I was really liking him. He asked me to pay his light bill. Listen,
are you serious?
These dudes is not. First of all, a lot of these dudes nowadays, and I'm not using this as an excuse, but a lot of these dudes nowadays was not raised with a man in the household, so they don't know, or they ain't got to grasp the concept of what a real man is supposed to be. So these motherfuckers is begging nowadays. They sizing you up.
Yeah, but what you got to understand though, the women that fall for that, they got low self-esteem because they want somebody who need them. That's the way I see it.
No, I don't agree. I don't agree. Because first of all, let me say this. I ain't paying no light bill. But I don't believe that it's because of low self-esteem. I believe that the reason why is because you got I'm gonna say black men. Okay. You got a whole bunch of them that's locked up. You got a whole bunch of them that like what we like. Okay. So the women outnumber the men so much that a lot of these women, especially in Atlanta, you should know that in Atlanta, you got to buy these motherfuckers to even get them. But I can't sign up for that. But I'm telling you, like, I live not far from a neighborhood. Our men have decided that they like what we like. So therefore, we don't have a lot to choose from. So when you get somebody that's talking the right language or whatever, these women out here that may have not had a strong man or a strong father figure in their household, they be feeling like I'm in competition with 7 other motherfuckers that's calling him. So I got to show him where he can depend on me or he can be there for me. I mean, I can be there for him.
That goes back to what OG was saying. All goes back to low self-esteem. You can't. This what happens to us. Like you just broke it down to where we don't have a lot of men in the household. We are being raised by our mothers. So that's what you see. As a kid, if you raised by your mother, you saw your mother if I'm a young man, I see my mother take care of me my whole time. I'm 18, 20, 21, sometimes 25, 26. So that's what I believe a woman is supposed to do. So what I'm doing, I'm looking for women that's gonna be like my mother, and that's usually what we look for. My parents were married, so when I look for a wife, I look for a woman. So it started with my girlfriend. She had to have show signs that she was gonna be like my mother. This is what everybody do. The same thing as with our daughters. When we go as a man, we're not in the house. We are subjecting our daughters to all type of foolishness because she don't know how a man's supposed to treat her. She's not seeing that somebody's coming here and taking care of her mother and doing this. You getting this nonsense, a revolving door of different dudes mistreating the mother. So now this daughter is taking it. So when she go out and find somebody, she'll take abuse. She'll take the crazy talking. She'll take you playing the video games all day while she go to work. This is the type of the cycle that we just continue to go. Again, as people in the neighborhood, and I have worked with kids my whole life since I've been like 18, 19 years old. You have to be trying to teach and show kids, hey, it's something different. Just because you're in a situation where you don't have a father, it's still Mr. Johnson owns the store. It's still that teacher at the school that's trying to help you. The male teacher is trying to show you how you're supposed to conduct yourself. The same thing with other people that's around. Because when it's a single parent household, usually the mother's at work. So the kids are at home by themselves. I didn't have a situation, but I had friends and cousins and relatives that they father wasn't there. So my father was their father, even though he was their uncle or their cousin or something. He was like their father. So he had to teach them stuff. He had to show them stuff. He had to be there. So we have to understand that, hey, it's a cycle. So once you get in that cycle, it all goes back to low self-esteem, because once you get in there and you have been trained and saw that your whole life, your esteem level can't be that high. You can't look at yourself as like, I'm better than this. I shouldn't have to put up with this, because you've been through that cycle. So that cycle has you believing that this is how life's supposed to be for me.
I agree with it to a certain extent. Like, I agree with it to a certain extent. I feel as though, you know how they say, I feel like it's kind of like evolution. You know what I'm saying? Like when you see people that adapt to things. You know what I'm saying? Like they said that when back in the day, the giraffe had a short neck, but now he got a long neck because he had to reach up in the trees and get the leaves. You know what I'm saying? So when you are when as a single woman, you're going to have to pick and choose what it is that you're going to deal with. You know, like either you're going to be by yourself or you're going to deal with this or because it is not a lot of choices out there. When
It's a lot of choices. You just have to keep your standard. Men like, listen,
I understand
as a man, before I met my wife, I will stick anybody.
How long have you been married?
Listen to me.
How long
I've been married for 20 years. I would stick anybody. If you gonna give it to me, I'm gonna take it. But listen, for a wife, she had to carry herself a certain kind of way. Just like me knowing that if I'm trying to be a husband to somebody, I gotta carry myself a whole different way than if I'm just gonna be out here wild. I can't say, hey, because anybody, if you're gonna go out there and be like that, just like again, if I'm a man that's just gonna always leave with my money, who not gonna take my money? Any woman that come out there and say, hey, T, I'm gonna pay all your bills, I'm gonna do all this for you, I'm gonna take you shopping. Who ain't gonna take that? You gonna take it, okay?
Yeah, but definitely gonna take it.
I agree with you to a certain extent. You are saying what you did as 20 years ago. I'm talking about dating as a 46-year-old woman. Things is different. Most men, hold on.
There's still 46-year-old single men out there. I have a brother that is 49 years old, and he won't accept nobody that's doing that foolishness. And he done been in like 7, 8 relationships.
Wait, say that one more time. You said you have a brother that's what?
I have a brother that is 49 years old, and he won't put up with that foolishness. He'll start dating you, start doing that crazy stuff. He like, no. Red flag. We're not messing with that. I'm not proving your point. I'm showing you that there's still good men out there. We just men have the same idea that you have. You have a standard. And it's good men. We have a standard. Good men ain't just gonna accept anything. Good men ain't gonna just take anything. It's not gonna happen like that.
Let me
listen, this is what I'm saying.
Toy, let me say this because I got to get off the podcast. My son got a basketball game. Let me just say this to everybody on the panel. This is what I believe. This is what my take is on this. If you meet a man or woman, and y'all just say you're in a relationship, and if you get sick, if that woman can't hold your back for 6 months, and that man can't hold your back for 6 months, that ain't the person for neither one of y'all. So that's how I put a relation with me. If I get sick, I'm gonna date a woman who got my back, who can support me for 6 months. In 6 months' time, you should be able to have yourself back in working condition, and good health. And that's what I'm saying. I can hold any woman down if she was sick for 6 months, 2 years, or whatever the case may be. But if she can't do that for me, I don't need her.
I
Because
hear you.
therefore that'll tell you now you don't have nobody to watch your back for 6 months because you're gonna do one or two things. She's gonna get evicted or you're gonna get evicted. And if you ain't got yourself together about 50 years old, I don't want your ass. Because if it takes you another 50 years to get yourself together, you're gonna be 100 damn years old, and I'm 100. That's 200 years old on the bed, and that can't work.
I know
That's
that's
the way I
right.
see that, and that's what I'm gonna leave on that note. But I'm telling you, get you a partner that can support you for 6 months if something happened to you. And if we don't, that ain't the one for you. It ain't that you got to lower your self-esteem or the man have to lower his self-esteem. Because we talked about this about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Know your limit, know your worth, and know who you with. That's how I can lead this conversation. But like I say, I love all of y'all, All-Star. I talk to you sometime at the end of the week. I'm going to go ahead and see my son slam on these niggas out here. Excuse my language, but he finna go do the damn thing. Y'all owe me lunch. All right? All of y'all. Hey, y'all have a good night, and I love y'all. Y'all take it easy.
Bye, OG.
All right.
Bye-bye. So, Sebastian, back to you. You said that your brother is 49 years old, okay? And that he is out here dating and is so like I said, my dating age is 44 because I'm 46, so it's 44 to 50. Your brother might be hard to date because he's set in his ways.
No, he owns his own business.
That ain't got nothing to do with it.
Huh?
That ain't got nothing to do with what he owns.
No, I say he owns his own business. He carries himself with integrity. We have the same parents. He is raised like I was raised. We don't treat nobody wrong. We don't try to nitpick on what you did in your past. We don't hold it against you, but we understand and we see that when you get in a relationship and you seeing all these red flags, you cannot ignore red flags and just treat it like it's nothing. You can't act like that it's nothing because you're setting yourself up to fail.
I agree with you.
It sounds, and I'm not judging you or anything, please don't take it the wrong way, but I'm asking because based off of your comment, you said, well, I don't think it'll work out. He's set in his ways. I mean, it sounds to me, and I see this across the board, where it's almost like that based off of that comment, he's set in his ways. Why does he have to change his ways in order to be with you because he's older? If we say that, I'm saying the way it sounds. I'm not saying that's what you mean, but I'm saying based off of the phrase, he's set in his ways. So that means
I'm not saying that you can't have your way of doing things, but when you are merging with somebody else, you have to compromise. You can't be, well, I go to eat at Applebee's on Thursday. I go here on Friday. When you are bringing somebody else into your life, you have to compromise what it is that you do. But when you used to doing things, because I am that person, I am used to doing things my way. So my tolerance is like this. I will cut your ass off like this. And then I'll sit back
and by
and see.
Wouldn't that mean you're going to be alone forever then? Because I mean, I look like this. If you want somebody to be on the same level, let's just say this. I make $100,000. Well, if I want you to be on my level, then you need to make $100,000. I like going out dancing. I'm a huge dancer. That's what I love to do. So you gotta love dancing. Well, if you don't love dancing, I guess it can't work. You could be alone. I'll find somebody who loves dancing then. So I mean, it has to come to a point where you have to tell yourself, set in my ways is one thing. If you want to be old and alone and dusty, well, be old, alone, and dusty, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yes, I agree with you totally. Like, my thing is though, what I find with a lot of men because like I said, I'm dating now. So what I find with a lot of men is that they are set in their way. They have a routine. They have a way of living their life. We are moving into retirement age, and when you're supposed to start thinking of those type of things. So you have a good schedule, and you don't want anyone to come in and complicate that shit. So you are just like, you looking like, okay, can you jump in and run under this program that I got right now? And if you can't, then I don't need you because my life is going to be paid. I'm still going to go on vacations. I'm still going to, and I'm not saying that that's the right way of thinking. I'm just saying when you get to a certain age, you start feeling that way because you just be like, I'm okay. I'm adding somebody to the mix is a bonus, but I could do this shit by myself.
No, my bro, we are men that want to be married. He wants to be married. He wants to be in a long-term relationship with somebody. So that's his goal. But again, we were taught to look at red flags. You have some lady that's wanting to hit on you that's not cute. When we're younger, we think that's cute. Oh, she hit me. She liked me. No, keep your hands to yourself. You don't hit me because at some point it's gonna go farther than what you wanted to go. So when you have red flags with somebody that's talking crazy to you or having all this, I'm independent, I don't need you to do nothing and all this crazy stuff, then now you are, as you said, you even yourself personally, you are set in how you conduct business. You just said, I want somebody that's going to save, but it's not frugal. Okay, well, he might want to save and be frugal. So now y'all have a problem because he's saying, hey, I'm close to retirement age. I don't want to blow my money. So I'm going to try to save and be frugal. So again, we have to understand that we are two different people. We have to communicate with each other and say, hey, this is where I'm at in the situation. This is how I feel. This is what I want to do. And just like he said, Dre said, hey, sometimes you have to compromise what you got going on. Hey, listen, I want to be in a relationship. I don't want to be by myself, my whole life. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I want to be married. So this is the stuff that I can try to change. We can try to adapt and do these things. So we have to have that conversation. But we can't look at it like, hey, because somebody can come to you and say, hey, you set in your ways. When you're not setting your ways, you just have a standard. My standard is my standard because it has got me where I need to be at because I have this standard. So again, just because you have that standard don't make it wrong or right, but you have to be willing to make some changes and adjustments when you meet somebody so y'all can move to the next level.
Yeah. I agree with that.
So let's move. I want to just break this video down so we can move to the next video. So so what did she say that we can agree on in the video?
Nothing.
Nothing.
So, she was doing too much.
But you know what? I want to say this. My daughters are 27 and 21, and they both agreed with her. They weren't
that's because as young they seeing that stuff. Like I said, you can go to your Instagram. My daughters go to Instagram and hey, look, so you see somebody else that he flew out to this place, but then you got to understand that when these guys are doing it, they have an expectation that you're gonna do something. Ain't nobody paying no $5,000 for you to fly out to where they at on this private plane and all this crazy. You think they almost show up. And then you see those same videos are the ones that get put out. Now you outside, they telling me, hey, I need an Uber, so I'm not giving you an Uber to nothing. You walk back to the airport. This is the crazy that you have to go through because you're setting yourself up for failure. That's why the same thing that we have to keep telling our kids, hey, this stuff is not reality. Don't fall for them schemes. That's not reality. It's all a game.
Right.
Yes, sir.
You're saying that the social media is really ruining a bunch of relationships before they even get started. Like the mind frame going into the relationship
expectation
already wrong.
The expectation. Mm-hmm.
That's because it's instant gratification.
I wouldn't even go as far as saying that it's not even just relationship. It's just I think most people see that. I mean, yeah, am I on social media? I got a Facebook account. I don't have an Instagram. I didn't even know if I was able to live stream. My kid had to show me how to do this. And and I'm not that old, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, I'm retired, thank God, but I mean, I'm not that old and I'm still learning. But I think that this right here is probably the number one thing that's killed society in general, because even at my age, I find myself stuck on this. Every single time this goes off, everything has to stop, and I gotta check it, or I can't survive. Even me at my age.
Yeah.
Because that's just like me before we even started podcasting. I have an 18-year-old son, and I asked him the same question. I was like, do you feel like that you should be responsible for paying for your girlfriend's apartment. And he was like, that in a relationship, he was like, no, he was like, I shouldn't have to pay for her apartment and her bills. He said, but he said, being the man that I am, he said, mama, he said, I was raised that I'm supposed to be the breadwinner anyway. And that's just the way that his daddy raised him. Even when he was, 16, 17 years old, he wanted to take a girl out. His dad, one thing his dad done was make sure that he stuck his money in his pocket to say, hey, look, when you go to take that girl out, you need to make sure you pay. That's your job. And that's just what my son's dad instilled in him.
I got you. So we got a comment. It's from Doc. Doc says, my queen can have the world. I'll pay all the bills and then some. And then he's got an emoji of an arm.
Doc, my name is Latoya Broadus on Facebook. It is it must mean homeboy, okay?
Doc is married.
I'll be honest.
I think they're saying it because he's married. Go ahead.
I'll be 100% honest. I am the breadwinner in my house. Even though I'm retired, I still have a job. And I am the breadwinner. I pay for all this, the slingshots, everything. And I put my value in my relationship, in my marriage, at about 40%. My wife still outdoes me everything. Without my wife, my money would account for nothing. My achievements would mean nothing because my achievements were done off of the sweat and tears of her back. Obviously, like I said before, I'm retired. I retired from the United States Marine Corps. While I was deployed all those times, my wife was the one being the man of the house while I was gone. My wife is the one showing so my wife is my 100% my queen. I put it on Facebook. I think actually you All-Star, you actually like the comment too. I mean, my wife is my better half. I am who I am because I married her. But and obviously my mother's upbringing is what gave me the opportunity to earn enough respect to marry her. But I will say one thing. I'm a firm believer, the way I was raised, seeing how my mom had to raise me alone while my dad was in jail. I will 100% say I was raised to be the breadwinner, to be the provider, to be the protector, to be the man of the house and do everything the right way. And at the same token, my mother, and this is kind of going back to what Latoya said about, men nowadays and our community. I know you specifically said black men. I'm mixed, so it's a little different for me, but my mother never once have ever spoken negatively about my father to her kids. She never once said, oh, your daddy ain't shit. Your daddy's fucking trash. He's in jail. Nope. She raised us to respect him at all costs, regardless of the errors he made in his life. And what I see a lot, especially growing up, I was looking at people, I was like, man, my mother doesn't say that, but I always heard people say, oh, your daddy ain't shit. Oh, he ain't shit. His dick little anyway. He don't make money. Like, I feel that, again, put such an emphasis on that debit card, that black card. We put so much emphasis to our wives, our boyfriends, our girlfriends. We put so much emphasis on money that we forget that a life is worth more than that. Because money comes and goes. I can't take it with me. So, I mean, that's just, my little 2 cents on that one. But
nice. I like it. I like it, Andre. I like it. So I want to ask a question to the females. T, I know you got a boyfriend. LJ, are you single?
I am. 8 billion people in the world, and I'm single.
Latoya, are you single?
Hey, don't worry about it, LJ. He's working on becoming worthy for you.
I don't know why you don't know I'm single. I done said it a million times. Yes,
I know. So listen, I want to ask you guys, what is the dating pool like? Like, what is out there? Are you meeting a lot of potential?
They done peed in it. They done peed in the pool. So I keep trying to tell you, they asking to get their light bills and shit paid. What is going on?
Where are you meeting these guys?
Latoya, are you serious?
Get off the Tinder. Go to church.
Listen, in church, they like the pastor. When you go to church
too, it's some devils.
when you go to church, they trying to do it to the pastor. You listen, you can't find it's bad out here. It's bad out here. It is. And it's like I live in Dallas and all these dudes here done have married their high school sweethearts or some shit like that. And now they just looking for a side chick. I'm overqualified to be a side chick. So that's my dilemma. When you get to be this age, it's hard to find somebody. If you can
You're
date
young as hell.
somebody,
You are not even old yet. You're not even.
I'm
You
46 years
are getting
old.
close to your prime. Calm down.
But yes, my sex drive is through the roof right now. The Rose is working overtime. You hear me? I'm trying to tell you, like, I am very in touch with myself. I just wish I had somebody to help me do it. But the thing about it is that when you reach this age, you are dealing with people that are set in their ways. They have been in relationships and they are broken and guarded, or they just unfucking dateable at this point. It is like
So
and I'm not talking about, and it's not gender based. It's both women and men. You know what I'm saying? So
I have
it's
a
like
question.
looking for a needle in a haystack.
My
What are you gonna
question
do
is now you gave three. What's the three categories you just gave again?
They are set in their ways.
All right.
They are undateable.
Okay.
And what was the other one I had? I say I have short-term memory loss?
You said broken. Look, I listened, right? Good guy, right?
Right.
You said broken.
Yes.
Freaking undateable.
Yes.
Set in their ways.
Set in their ways.
And there was another part. It wasn't like a small thing. It was like a mixture of things together.
Yeah,
that
but
that's what I'm saying. So my question is which one of those are you? You just said if people fall in those three categories.
Listen, let me tell you what my father told me. My father told me the older you get, the harder it's going to be for you to meet somebody, because you get more and more in that I don't need a man phase. You understand?
So you don't need so you in that phase now?
No,
Oh.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying.
LJ, you got something to say about that? I see you shaking your head.
She white. The standards is different. No.
Listen, I totally disagree. I'm almost 50. I'm almost 50. And I believe that there are still good men out there, and still men that are pliable as I am as well. It is hard. It is hard dating at this age because, it's like, I'm sure everyone has seen this. Like at 50, you're like, let's skip to the good part, right? Like I am 50. I don't want to date someone for 3 years and then decide that, it's not working and go on to the next relationship. But I am the queen of turning red flags into green ones. So I think it just really comes down to, of course, I had the example of parents that are, still married, that were married for 56 years. And of course, I have that example in my head. I think, I've been divorced.
My friend be wanting to find the good in everybody. She be wanting to find the good in this motherfucker could be standing there with a cat in his hand that he done strangled to death and snapped his fucking neck, and she'd be like, oh my God, look how much he loved that cat. He tried to hug it to death. Like, what the fuck? This is a motherfucking serial killer in the making, and you sitting here talking about, oh my God, like this motherfucker right here.
Hey,
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, whoever watches
that has killed a cat. Come on now.
Let me tell y'all right now, this is my friend. This girl right here above me is my friend. If you want to date her, you got to go through me. I have to vet y'all and I have to vet y'all. I have to interview y'all because this motherfucker right here, she see the good in everybody. Okay, honey, no, ma'am.
That's dangerous. That's really dangerous, LJ. That's dangerous.
Yes.
I don't do it as much as I used to, but but it's accurate, and it's personality too. I mean, obviously, she says it's because I'm white. I don't know. I've always been white.
She be like, I think he's so nice, and he is. When she started dragging them words out, honey, he got her ass. He's so nice, and he is so fuck all that.
I will say one thing.
This is another show. We're not doing a help.
Right.
I will say one thing, and my heart goes out, like, just in the show. While I mean, you could tell a lot by somebody, by one, their outgoingness. Like, I could tell Latoya was definitely, she'd be the kind of person I'd love to just hang out with, and I would, especially talking about politics. I know we get into an argument the whole time, and it would be fun. It would be energetic. She'll never change my mind, because I am my mother's son, and I'm stubborn as hell. There's not an element in this world that's stronger than this head. But I genuinely, because I can understand where you're coming from when you say, and my heart goes out for you when you say, I'm 50, and believe me, you don't even look it. So, amen. Either one of you.
You look good, girl.
I look older than both of you by a lot. So good on you. But I genuinely hope that God blesses you, with both of you, with a good man in your life. Or anybody who's really single, just that you find a person that could make your life worth living.
Yes.
Because you genuinely, you ladies are really great people, and it goes out to you, because men and women, and this might bother you a little bit, but if you listen to me, you'll understand. I think to a point that men actually have it a little worse when it comes to older age dating, because it's going to come. I mean, look at you and look at me. I'm only 38, and I look like I'm freaking 65. When I see my dad as 60, I'm going to look horrible. And I know that if I was single, I'd have that's why I'm trying to make my marriage work.
I don't date based on looks. I really don't. So I don't know.
We ain't about to have no babies. I don't give a shit how you look. Listen.
No, I really don't.
Some type of physical attraction now.
You know how men are. We're creatures. We're animals. It's an animal magnetism.
There does.
Look, I'm a realist. I'm a realist. That's all I'm saying. I'm a realist.
Okay, what are some deal breakers? What are some deal breakers that a man can't be? You said you don't date for physical appearance, but what are some major deal breakers?
Badass.
Okay, go ahead. Here y'all go.
Look, I said badass kids.
Okay.
Don't bring in badass kids to my house, because they can't come. Nope. Disrespectful kids. I can't do it.
At this point, do they have small kids? Because I don't want to fuck with somebody that got no little kids. You got to have
small kids, middle-sized kids, teenagers, grown kids.
I don't even have to be
no disrespectful kids. No.
Yeah, I don't have to be kids.
So I'm not gonna let nobody else's kids be disrespectful. No.
T, where do you draw the line? Can he have 2 kids, 3 kids, 4 kids? Where do you draw the line?
2 kids.
That's the line. Okay.
Two kids.
I got 4.
Yeah. So as soon as he says hello and you guys are talking, and he says, I have 3 kids, you're just completely.
Oh, it's a wrap. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. You know what, T? That's how you got to be too, because you ain't got time to waste no time like that.
Because I'm not babysitting. My kids is grown.
Right.
Why you gotta, if they grown, why you gotta babysit?
Right.
His
If his kids, my kid is grown, so I ain't got time to date nobody that's got small kids.
Yeah, my thing is,
I'm ready to go. I ain't got time.
I don't want
to babysit
to date nobody with no little kids, because I feel like it's probably still a connection between the baby mama and them, or you be dipping back and all that type of stuff. I don't want to date nobody with no small kids. Your kids need to be damn near grown, if not grown. But I just don't want to date nobody. I don't really have a number like you can't have 2 kids or whatever. That's not no concern of mine. I just need, if we're gonna be together, you just make sure that I have my own life insurance policy, because I'm not about to split all my shit with all these kids that went out and recklessly got all over your life. So my thing is, I just be thinking at it for the aspect of when we get older, I would love for you to have kids because I don't have any children. So I would love for you to have kids so we'll have somebody to come and look in on us and take care of us when we get older. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to deal with the baby mamas with the small kids and all that type of stuff. And I'm not about to deal with some. Now, when I was younger, I don't want nobody that got like 6 and 7 kids, because my thing is you've been raw dogging all these, unless they was married. But I be thinking like you've been raw dogging with all these girls, and what about the abortions and all that shit you done had? You know, so I used to be scared for my health for that part. But at this point, I don't care how you look. Treat me good. Treat me good.
What if he want kids with you?
I ain't got them instruments no more, honey. You can if you nut up in this coochie, it's gonna go up like a ping pong. It's gonna hit everything and come right back out. You'd be better off just letting me swallow it.
Okay, listen, I want to talk about your standards. So LJ single, Latoya single. Do you have your standards set too high? Maybe because sometimes I think some people are delusional. Like, you ever seen like a person that doesn't keep themselves well? They don't go to the gym and they don't do this, but they're looking for someone who does all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we set our standard too damn high, I think.
I personally think for me, I'm afraid to answer this with Toya below me.
I ain't gonna say nothing.
I don't think my standards haven't been high enough. That's fair.
And that's woman of you to admit that. That's for a woman of you to admit that.
And you hear women say that all the time. Like, I need, my standards are not high enough. But in a situation with my friend, I feel like that. It's true. I don't feel like she's like she need to raise her standards, because she is a good woman and she deserves a good man, not somebody. I feel like they need to get past that surface shit. Like, she's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but she's deep. She got layers. She like an onion. She got layers. You know what I'm saying? And they need to get to know that, and they need to add to and not take away. That's all I'm saying. Thanks. But
I mean, me personally, when I'm not gonna. This is just me speaking, not the married guy, but I'm just saying. Like, I look at LJ, and I'll be honest. I think that if I was single and I was out there looking, I probably wouldn't even approach you. I'm being dead ass. I think that I probably would steer clear from you, because, and I'm not saying because we're men, we look at that. We look at it and we say, okay, wow, she is beautiful. I still think after 18 years, I'm batting way outside of my weight class with my wife. But I probably would never approach you. You have this elegant, like, you know what? Too much of a little to be around her. Even I think that, I mean, I get crazy. I've seen it live and in color, but I wouldn't even approach you. I really feel like approaching you would just be a waste of my time, because you'd probably just. I'm not saying you don't have a bitch face or anything like that. I just feel that a lot of guys you're a very beautiful woman. I think a lot of guys would be intimidated by you. So there's probably a guy because
that's real information right there too. Because that's how it works. So you have, my daughter came to me and said, "Hey, I really like this guy, but he won't say nothing to me." And I'm like, "Well, go just ask him why he won't say nothing to you." And he asked her, and she asked him, and he's like, "Because you have your stuff together. You outside my range. You know what I'm saying? I can't." And she's like, well, "How do you figure that?" And that's what a lot of us guys do. We look and we see somebody that's conducting themselves like something, so we get intimidated. Some of the guys are like, "No, I ain't trying to get shot down. While I go up to her, she's gonna shoot me down. So I'm not going." So I understand exactly what Dre is talking about.
I had a situation. The light bill guy, he gonna after he asked me for the light bill money, he gonna tell me that he just felt like, because he ghosted me. After that, he ghosted me, and then he came back and he said that, well, I just felt like you had your stuff together, and I'm just really in a fucked up place right now. And I'm just like, life is what it is. Like, like, I don't have everything. Like I still on the first of the month, I be feeling some kind of way because I got to pay this rent, and in the middle of the month, I be feeling some kind of way because I got to pay those bills. But I feel like not everybody walks around and wears their problems on their sleeve. Mm-hmm. Like that, I mean, what am I supposed to be pole mouthing just to let you know that I'm approachable? But like, I don't have my shit together.
But my question would have been to him, why are you even trying to date right now when you need to be more focused on yourself and trying to get yourself in a better situation?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Well, and to answer that, I think sometimes, as a guy, I think sometimes and I'll speak for the guy side, not everybody's side, but I think that for some guys who would be in that situation where they are trying to date when their shit's not together, I'll use my wife as a perfect example. Obviously, I'm very in love still. I'm still in the honeymoon phase after 18, but she helped elevate my life. So, and I'm just a real person to keep it 100%. I don't even know why she said yes. I was a piece of garbage. I don't even know why she said yes. But since she said yes, my life has been elevated. She made me better. She made me want more. I didn't care if I had my own home. Here I am. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I have things I want now and things that I've gotten through work that if it wasn't for her and her pushing me forward, being that rock for me, I don't even know if I'd be here. Like, honestly,
if LaToya was to give him a chance, then how long should you have to continue to keep pushing and pushing and pushing for him to want better, to try to do better?
Oh, I mean, so in most cases, you can honestly just tell over a period of time. But like, I'm not saying, hey, LaToya, the guy wants you to pay his bill. Be like, no, the guy ain't paying a goddamn bill, bro. But you know what? I'll pay for a meal. How about we go? Let's talk about it. Hey. Remember, all relationships should start off with a friendship. So why not sit them down and be like, hey, you know what? I'll pay for a meal. How about we talk about your finances? Maybe I can help you figure out how to pay your bills.
Yeah, because I'm too old to be looking for a potential in a motherfucker at this point. You got to either have it or is you ain't. I can't look for the potential no more. You got to be on that road. If you want to be a truck driver or some shit like that, you got to at least be taking classes, motherfucker. You can't be sitting on the side of the bed talking about I'm gonna drive a truck. Like you got to be on the path. I can't be looking for the potential. You got to be on the path.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
And that's fine. But like I was saying, if you genuinely want to find someone, that person might not be super appealing today. However, maybe that guy just does need you to say, hey, you know what? Let's sit down. Let's talk about this.
No, I agree. I completely agree with that. No, I agree, because sometimes what you're lacking in your life is leadership.
I am 46. Do you understand that? I am 46.
But sometimes it would be good for you to have someone in your life that just makes you shut up and listen and follow. Like,
that's that white girl shit. That's what you want. I'm not.
Toya. Are you alpha female?
I want to be submissive.
No, you don't. She doesn't.
Bullshit.
Right.
I swear. I'm telling y'all, I'm just like this with y'all.
Toya.
What?
I want to know how are you on the first date? Are you really like beta, or are you really like? How are you on the first date?
When I go on the first date, I let him order for both of us.
She does it to see what he's gonna order.
You said what?
See what he's gonna order you. That's why you want to order first.
After that comment, all I hear LaToya in the background is, "Can you pay my bills? Can you pay my telephone bills?
No, I swear to God. I am not. I don't listen. I'm telling you, I want to submit to my man. I am very, when I go on a date with somebody, I'm very I try to be very I'm very passive. Like, now don't get me wrong, I'm a jokester and all that type of stuff. When I suck dick the first time, I just do like this. I don't even put it all in my mouth.
Jesus.
Listen, I she saw 365. She saw 365 days and she said, this is all me right here.
Toya, give us the name of your YouTube channel again.
My YouTube channel is simply The Baldhead Truth. Simply The Baldhead Truth. I do Red Couch Conversations every Sunday at 5:00 p.m. Central Time, where I talk about sex and relationships.
Okay, well, let me ask you this, Toya. Let's get into this since we already here. We already crossed the road. So how important is sex in a relationship, in a new relationship?
At 46?
It's important.
Not very shit. Listen, this motherfucker get wet like Haley's Comet. It's just like every once in a while.
Jesus.
Haley's Comet's not wet. It's on fire. It's on fire. It's not wet. It's on fire.
So listen.
Every few years.
Is it a deal breaker? Is it a deal breaker if your mate is not that good in bed? Is it a deal breaker?
God, here we go.
Yes, because I am totally against blood pressure pills. These motherfuckers out here on blood pressure pills, they just is not getting hard. And I just need, if you want blood pressure pills, I need you to use your inside voice, motherfucker. Don't get to talking loud and shit. I need you to use your inside voice.
Oh, wait, Toya. Now listen, Toya. If I got the bag, but my sex ain't good, I got the bag though, right? I'm good.
She got
that has nothing to do with it. That has nothing to do with it because I got the bag too.
It's still
okay. Well,
but I am submissive. I keep trying to tell y'all, I am submissive.
Stop
I'm
lying.
submissive.
Doesn't it hurt?
Show about her being submissive.
I am. I want to be a submissive.
When you go out on them dates and tell that guy to order for you, I know if he say salad, you'll be like, "What you trying to say about me?"
No, she don't want submission. She just wants some 50 Shades of Grey sex. She don't want to be submissive.
No, I'm not. Honestly, I'm 46 years old. Listen here. I'm trying to tell you, I am 46 years old. I'm not about to do a whole bunch of positions. I'm not about to do. Listen, give me sex because the way my hips and these knees are set up, I'm not about to be doing all that shit. So you need to. We gonna. Don't say submissive. And I'm not fucking on that. I want to be submissive.
You gonna be submissive, baby. You got to be flexible.
I am. You flexible with my plans or with my body?
Your body.
Because I can be flexible with my plans. Okay.
Girl, you are.
All right.
You lying.
Jesus Christ.
Everybody wants 50 Shades of Grey until they get whipped. Everybody wants 50 Shades of Grey.
Toya, what is describe the typical man that you would like to date? 6 feet tall. Describe this man to us.
He got to be taller than me. I'm 5'4", so I would prefer him be like 5, but anywhere between 5'10" and up. He got to be fat. I don't want no in shape man. I need a fat nigga. I like fat niggas because with a fat nigga, y'all don't if you in an argument, all you gotta say, let's go get something to eat. That shit is over. We is about to go get something to eat. Okay. I want somebody, that's what I'm talking about. I want somebody that is that can talk about politics, that is goal oriented, that is aware about what's going on in his community, that believes that has fear of a higher being and stuff, and somebody that is a planner. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody is planning for their retirement. And I want because my love language is words of affirmation and physical touch. So they got to touch. I'm a breast cancer survivor. Okay. So I have had a double mastectomy and reconstructive surgery or whatever. So these titties they're not the prettiest motherfuckers it is, but I need you to make me feel like they the prettiest motherfuckers. You understand? So I just need you to love me and I'm not one of those. He gotta be fine as hell because I'm not about to have no babies. I'm not, and I would love for your dick to work, but it don't have to work all the time. But I'm not about to be sucking on no soft dick. So don't even ask me if your dick don't get hard on.
Okay, all right. Let's just get into. We're gonna go ahead and All right, we're gonna go ahead and get into our. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into our closing statements. So the title of this video was "Should I Pay My Girlfriend's Bills?" And we watched the video. So what I want to do is let's watch the video one more time, and then each person will give their last statement on what they feel about the video, and then we'll get out of here. Okay. So this time watch and listen to the words that she uses, and how she uses the words.
Ladies, dump any man who says, I only provide, I only pay bills for my wife. That man is a liar. If he doesn't provide for you in the beginning stages when he's meant to impress you, he's never going to provide for you. So if a man says he's only going to provide if you're his wife, dump him. He is a broke loser. He has no money. Men with money spend money.
Okay. So we'll start with Andre. Andre, go ahead. We're finna close out and get out of here, but I want to know, what is your last statement towards this video?
All right. Speaking directly to the lady, you just need to grow the fuck up. You just need to grow up. There's a certain way of dealing with people. If you want positive people in your life, be a little bit more positive. Doesn't mean it's always going to work, but that kind of mentality is only going to get you old, dusty, and alone, and then you can cry about it later on. Now, that doesn't mean that it can't happen even for somebody who's good. But what I am saying is, if you're going to have that kind of mentality where somebody's got to constantly fork out money to you, then be miserable. Because guess what? Elon Musk ain't gonna go knocking on her door. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping it real.
Okay. LJ.
Every time I watch that video, I just feel like it's a millennial Generation X thing. For some reason, it's unfortunate. Like it really makes me sad that women feel like, or some women feel like men are ATM machines, and that's the value of them. So I would also lead by saying that's a lot of immaturity talking. Obviously, not a lot of life experiences.
Okay. All right. T.
Well, I would say that one, what you're asking out of a mate or what you're asking out of a relationship, make sure that you're able to give the same exact thing. What she's asking for is absolutely a lot. No man should be obligated to pay any woman's bills, period. And no woman should be obligated to pay any man's bills. If you're in a relationship and that's something that y'all agree to, stick with it. If not, hey, pay your own bills.
Okay. Until you become wife and husband and all that stuff, right?
And once you become wife and husband, your money is my money and my money is your money.
Okay. Sebastian.
She just sounded crazy to me. I'm just shocked that she would even say something like that. But again, that's the world that we're living in. That's the mentality of a lot of the younger people. They want a husband guy, but they don't want to be a wife type woman. They want the guy to do all this stuff. But in the same way, we have men that want the woman to do all the wife stuff, and they don't want to do stuff as a husband. So it's just it's crazy to me. But hey, somebody raised us, or somebody taught her that stuff.
Toya.
I feel like the whole video does not apply to this age group at all. I feel like this whole video is for the generation that is coming behind us, and it to me, it shows the breakdown in the family, because what she's basically looking for is a father figure. And I feel like it's sad, it's disheartening, and it just makes me feel like she needs some kind of guidance to her self-worth, because we talked about it in a video earlier. She's gonna have to do something for all these things that she's requesting of, in a way that she's gonna have to ante up on all these things that she's asking for. Is 9 times out of 10 is her body. So I just feel like it just really shows where society is with this new generation that's coming along. It's really sad and it's really disheartening.
Okay. All right. I just want to say that you know what I'm saying, I think each person should hit their target. Each person, their dating target, whatever that they looking for, each person should get that. So if that's what she's looking for, then a good luck with that. Good luck with that. But you know, much is asked and much is received. But you know, you got the 50-50 marriages, and we didn't get to that. But 50-50 marriages, you know, like if they start off 50-50, that means that wife and husband are both paying the bills, then damn it, it's going to stay 50-50. If it changes to your husband starts paying 100% of the bills, then fine. But if you start out at 50-50 and you guys are working as a team paying these bills, then let it be that. And if it changes for the better, okay. But I hate to see people getting in a relationship as 50-50 and 3 years down the road, they're like, you know what, this ain't it. He was working that same job when you met him. You knew what tax bracket he was in when you met him. I just don't understand how people can get married or start dating someone and expect them to turn into Drake or LeBron James or something. You dating who you dating, and that's who you got. If he changes for the better, so be it. But you have to understand, I'm good. I love you. I want you as you are. And I think the relationships are people, like you said, I think LJ said, or Toya said about dating for potential. No, man, that you're just gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna hurt yourself. But I do believe that before you become a husband, you have to already be conducting yourself as a husband. I do believe that too. You can't just get married today and say, okay, now I'm gonna start acting like a husband. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that. But anyway, that was our episode on should you pay for your girlfriend's bills. I want to thank you guys for coming to the podcast. LJ, Toria, T, Andre, Sebastian, and you guys are welcome to come back. And Toria, I'm definitely going to go over to check out your YouTube channel. Can you give us your YouTube channel one more time, Toria?
My YouTube is, you can follow me on YouTube at Simply the Baldhead Truth. You can follow me on Instagram as well at simply _ the Baldhead Truth. You can find me on Facebook, where I am a complete riot. You can look me up under my name, Latoya Broadus, B as in boy, ROA, D as in David, US. Or you can follow my page, The Baldhead Truth, which is a group page on Facebook, and where I put all of my stuff over there, all my content and everything. So my show comes on at Red Couch Conversations. Lincoln has been a guest a couple of times, and it comes on Sunday at 5:00 p.m. Central Time, 6:00 p.m. Eastern. So that's where I am.
All right. LJ, can you give us your social medias?
Lincoln James on Facebook and on Instagram. I think it's Lincoln James. I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Andre, can you give us your social media?
I'm just on Facebook.
I mean, okay.
I have a TikTok. I think I've done a couple things on it, and that was it.
Okay.
I am subscribed to Straight Up TV though.
Sebastian.
Yes, sir.
Can you give us
social media?
Yeah.
Mine are just James, James, Perdiman, Purdiman. That's on Facebook. I got the other ones, but I don't really be on them. But it's J Perdiman.
Okay. All right, Miss T.
I'm on Facebook as T Lawrence, TeeLowrance. I'm on Instagram as QMom2004, and I am on Snapchat Lady T _4069.
Okay. Latoya, you had something?
Oh, I wanted to add my TikTok. My TikTok is simply _ the Baldhead Truth. Just look up Simply the Baldhead Truth and you can find me.
I found you, girl. I found you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, and feel free to come back. I'll probably be giving you guys an invite from time to time. If you're available, please come back and conversate with me on my platform. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome. Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right.